So, you want to know how to play PUBG? PUBG sports a large array of gun types, including shotguns, assault rifles, SMGs, sniper rifles, as well as some other guns that don't quite fit into those categories. Here, we see almost all the guns and their respective ammo types that you can find in the game. Most often, you'll find these inside buildings, however, some weapons, marked with a red crate, will be found inside supply drops that drop throughout the game. As well as guns and ammo, you'll find helmets, backpacks and armor at tiers 1, 2 or 3, which determines how useful they are. Tier 1's not going to be as good as tier 2, and tier 2's not going to be as good as tier 3. In a game such as PUBG, utility can be quintessential as to the outcome of a game. Utility refers to anything such as grenades, heals, as well as attachments to go on your gun. There are 5 types of grenades in PUBG. Frag grenades, which deal direct damage to your opponent. Molotovs, which set enemies on fire, dealing damage over time. Smoke grenades, which are used to break lines of sight and obstruct vision. Stun grenades, which, when thrown, will act like a flashbang, blinding and deafening opponents for a few seconds. And the newest addition, which is the decoy grenade, which will play imitation gunfire sounds for 10 seconds in order to create a distraction. Heals and medical supplies are pretty much what they say on the tin. They increase health when it has been depleted by being shot, taking fall damage, or taking damage from the storm. There are 2 types of heals. The first category of heals, when administered, will take immediate effect and will heal you up to 75%. These include bandages, first aid kits, and this also includes the med kit, which instead of only going up to 75%, will heal you completely. The other category of heals will instead affect you over a greater period of time, slowly healing you up to 100%. These include painkillers and energy drinks. These are meant to be used to top you up after using the other healing items. For example, you would use the first aid kit or bandages to heal you up to 75% health, and then take 1 or 2 painkillers or energy drinks to finish the healing process and regen your health back to full. A rarer healing item is the adrenaline syringe, which takes longer to administer than the painkillers or energy drinks, but will affect you over a much greater period of time. This could be useful to help you take less storm damage if, for example, you were on the complete other side of the map and had a very large distance to run or drive. And finally, we have gun attachments. These include grips, stocks, magazines, muzzles, scopes, and sights. These affect the performance of your gun, changing the severity of recoil, reload time, as well as some other more specific factors. This chart shows how each grip affects recoil with each type of firing style, with 1 being the best and 5 being the least effective. Next, we have muzzle attachments, of which there are 4. Suppressors will dampen the noise made by your gun. Flash hiders will reduce the muzzle flash from your gun, making you less visible when shooting. Compensators will reduce the kickback of the gun when firing, and chokes or duck bills will tighten the spread of shotgun pellets. Scopes, which are arguably the most important attachment to have in your gun, will change the zoom level, as well as the actual optic that you see when aiming down sights. The holographic and red dot have a 1-time zoom, meaning that they are the best for short-range engagements. Then, there are 2x, 3x, and 4x scopes, giving advantage over longer distances, and 6, 8, and the newer 15x scopes are only able to be attached to sniper rifles and certain DMRs, and are only useful at very large distances. In PUBG, as well as most other Battle Royale games, there is some kind of force designed to push all players into an ever-decreasing area of the map. In PUBG, this is known as the zone. How it works is, every couple of minutes an area of the map will be marked out, and players will be required to move into that area if they want to avoid the zone, which, if a player touches it, will damage that player. As the game goes on, the amount of damage increases. There are 3 main ways to rotate in a new zone circle. Rotating early means that you go to the new safe zone as early as possible, giving you a chance to catch players moving in later than you and get some easy kills. You can also move late by pushing with the zone wall. However, this can sometimes put you in a bit of strife. Finally, there is the most dangerous rotation style, which is rotating through the zone itself. This is when a player runs through the zone while taking damage. This is usually used to get an unexpected flank on an opponent or to move into better cover. When rotating throughout the map, it is important to consider high ground, as they who dominate the high ground dominate the battle. High ground can give you a multitude of advantages over your opponents, the major one being that it makes their cover less effective, as well as you being able to see more of the surrounding area, giving you more options for plays to make than your opponents. PUBG's main mechanic is shooting. It is how you win and lose games, and will be the most important thing to master. The first discipline of shooting mechanics is recoil management. When firing a gun, you will find that your crosshair travels upwards as you shoot. This is recoil, and in order to master PUBG, you must learn how to control it. Each gun will have different recoil and each attachment will affect recoil differently, but as a rule of thumb, most recoil patterns will require to pull almost straight down. When shooting over longer distances, you may need to compensate for what is known as bullet drop. This is the arc of the bullet as it travels, meaning that you'll need to aim higher in order to hit your target. And as well as vertically, this also applies horizontally, which is known as leading shots, where you shoot not where your target currently is, but instead where your target is going. In this video, we've covered the basics, as well as some tips and tricks to help you succeed in getting your chicken dinners. In the future, I may bring out a video explaining more advanced mechanics, thought processes, as well as some other tips and tricks to help you excel in your games.